Are you trying to call your higher self and you are having a difficult time hearing what is coming through on the other end? I'm going to share some tips that can help expand your connectivity to your higher self. When we are thinking about higher selves, it is just some ambiguous energy over here, okay, that is very intangible. And if you're a very logical and analytical person, that's not going to cut it for you. We need to be finding workarounds, and I'm going to share the one that helped me the most. When I was trying to connect to mine, I wasn't hearing anything back and I was getting very frustrated. And what I did, one of the things, I'm going to teach you too, okay? One of the things was I said, well, if I can't talk to her, I'm going to teach myself how to become a higher self in working with my inner children. They need a guardian and a protector, and they need somebody to help them heal through the things that we have been through in life. And when you teach yourself how to be that higher self form to them, it helps you conceptualize what your higher self is doing for you, because it's the same thing. But it's easier to start with our inner children because it's more tangible, because we have memories with them that we are attached to. Your higher self technically also has memories of you now. You, this current version, but it's easier for you to do it this way, and then you will understand that concept over here. Second thing is personifying my higher self like a Build-A-Bear, like I'm going to a workshop. If you were just talking to some random energy, that's not enough direction and clarity. So what I did was say, who do I want to be a year from now? That's very close to my now experience, or a short-term goal that I can reach in a tangible time period, and there's a checks and balances there. For example, I used to have really long blonde hair and dressed completely differently. And when I would envision myself a year out, I said, I have a really short haircut. It's colored. I wear very colorful clothes and crystals, very unique jewelry pieces like fairy earrings and glitter on my face. That gave me a very specific depiction of my higher self physically. Now we need to figure out what's going on energetically. What kind of emotions are they thinking? What kind of thoughts are they thinking? What kind of actions are they taking? What's going on in their career? What's going on in their finances? What's going on in their friendships or their relationships? What kind of hobbies and interests are they into? The more specific that you can get, you start to actually build this persona of a higher self that will start speaking back to you. They will give you specific instructions of, oh, you want to be me? Well, then you need to be doing these things, or you don't need to be doing those things. And that is something that you can check with yourself on a daily basis when you have a very specific depiction of them, of saying, would my higher self, the one that I am working towards a year from now, be taking these actions or not taking these actions or doing these behavioral patterns, right? The further that I got into practicing this really amazing thing started happening where I would go into meditation to speak with my higher self, but instead of me talking up to her, I would actually flip up in such a high frequency where I would temporarily become her, then start talking back to myself in the present. That was really freaky the first couple times I did it. And I actually did that the other day where I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. I went to go lay down on my bed because I knew that the only way that I was going to get up out of that anxiety was to talk to my higher self. Like I really needed that kind of like mom energy to come in and say like, hey, you're fine, you're safe, I got it, okay, I'm taking care of everything, you're good. And so I met with her in Puerto Rico because that's where I want to take my son on vacation, and she said, pull up a chair. And so I started talking to her, and all of a sudden I became her, and I was talking to Sage, me, in the present. Okay, I said, girl, what is going on? I said, why are you so anxious? And that version of me in the present started telling me, the higher self, what was going on in life. I said, do you not trust me? I said, do you not think that I'm capable of getting us to where we want to go? Look at all these examples of what I have done for us in the past. All of these seemingly impossible leaps that we have taken. Why do you not trust me? And we went down this really deep rabbit hole on that. But I felt so much better because I was able to embody, there was no question of, am I going to become her? I am her. In that moment, it gave me so much more confidence and feelings of safety and security because it's a fact. It's not a wish. She was saying, all I need you to do is surrender and let go of control and know that I've got us. I will give you the intuitive nudges and insights like I have always done. All I need you to do is listen and also come in here. She said, you're always trying, or me at that time was saying, you're always trying to take all of these external action steps and get yourself in a frenzy and the wind's in the house and all this stuff. She said, just come in here and have a seat with me and talk to me. And then you will become me, even if it's temporary in this moment right now. It will work itself out, but you have to feel that sovereignty within yourself and that multidimensional level, that confidence of, this is not wishful thinking, this is my future. This is going to happen. But you have to feel that in your soul, kind of to give that fuel to keep going towards your dreams and your desires and your goals and aspirations. But I will say it's a lot easier when you have a very clear depiction of whom you are wanting to shift into, and you get to build that person now in this moment. And I was talking to a client one day about the same process, and she said, well, you know, isn't there a higher self that's kind of looking over us in our soul contract, and it's kind of already predetermined like what's going to happen? I said, kind of. Soul contracts are very malleable. It's just because you came to this planet with a very specific plan doesn't mean that you can't change it. And if you are building a higher self that's a year from now or 5 years from now or 15 years from now, however far out you want to take that, how big of a leap you think that you can make, that is going to shift the timeline trajectory for you. You're going to have a different set of higher selves in the future, and that's fine. You have free will, you have autonomy, you can do whatever you want. You're the creator of your reality. So, and if this now moment you decide, hey, I want to head down this different direction and path because it feels in more resonance, that's great. Do that. But it's easier when you are cultivating and crafting yourself in the here and now and forward projecting, instead of waiting for some version of yourself out there to give you the specific set of instructions that's very vague. And oftentimes we have a difficult time connecting to our higher self because of the intangibility of them, because maybe we're still working on our channeling abilities. This is a way to do a workaround that will get you those steps a lot sooner if you want. And some things have to work out in divine timing. Like, there's certain experiences that we need to have in life in order to progress and get into the next chapters. But if you are doing the work and we're just having a little bit of a difficult time with communication with them and needing some clearer steps, build a bear them. Okay? Who am I a year from now? And the reason I say a year is because sometimes it's difficult to envision who we are 5 or 15 years from now. We're just trying to figure out what are my next steps. And I will say that every time I have personified my higher self like this, I have shifted a lot quicker. Because now I can go in and ask a very specific person in meditation what I need to be doing instead of this ambiguous energy up here. So I would love to hear in the comments if this unlocked or activated something within you, and I hope you have a super magical day.